This video was sponsored by thedeckmany.com and these awesome patrons.
Wow! Incredible!
Today we're gonna make Smash characters in D&D. Because have you ever looked at Kirby and went, yep, I need to play him in my game. Yeah, I need to do that. I've been playing the absolute shit out of this game, and I thought it would be fun if we made the character builds in D&D. I think character builds in D&D can be pretty fun, however, I highly suggest that you use them as framing points for your characters. Don't show up to your next D&D session with everybody playing Bogar the Barbarian, Thane the Druid, Sphinx the Rogue, and your Mario the Plumber. With this video, we're going to be making Mario, Luigi, Donkey Kong, Link, Samus, and Captain Falcon. If you can tell by the length of this video, it's a two-parter. In part 2, I'll be doing Ness, Yoshi, Kirby, Fox, Pikachu, and Jigglypuff. Before we get started, let's go ahead and set the ground rules. Number 1, no homebrew. These builds will be made purely from the player's handbook, with a little bit of cheating from Xanathar's guide and Volo's guide. Number 2, these characters I will be doing are the original lineup from Smash 64, but we're gonna focus on their abilities in Smash Ultimate. I might do Melee next if this video does well. And we'll be pulling from the character's lore as well, like from their games and whatnot. Where the fuck did I get the idea to do this? I have no idea. Number 3, each character will be made at level 3, kind of the middle ground for making a brand new character while also enough for me to get those later level stuff. Each character will be broken down into race, class, ability, skills, background, and equipment. Number 4, all of the character sheets will be on my Patreon! For free. I wouldn't do you a nasty like that. Anyways, let's go! Mario is a bit difficult considering the way he plays. Jumping, fireballs, and Flood. Well, unfortunately I consider Flood more of a magic item, like maybe a decanter of endless water. The flippy cape thingy could also be a magic item. Let's start with race. Mario is a human, I think. Yep, he's a human. You could go with a gnome or halfling if you want to be a short little guy, but human is his race. We're gonna pick variant human because of that sweet, sweet feat. Put your bonus abilities into Dex and Strength because Mario is a fit boy. For your feat, you're gonna want to pick Athlete. This feat lets you increase your Strength or Dex by 1. You're gonna want to pick Dex. You can stand up using 5 feet of movement. Climbing doesn't cost extra movement, but most importantly, you can make a running long jump or a running high jump after only moving 5 feet on foot. We'll need that awesome jumping power that Mario has. Mario as a character doesn't really have a class, but if we're going to try to get him some of his abilities like punching and kicking and ground pounding, Monk fits the best. Mario doesn't wear armor either, so this fits perfectly. As your subclass, you'll want to pick Way of the Sun Soul, which gives you a pretty cool ability that allows you to spend Ki to shoot a bolt of radiance. This is basically our fireball. You could reflavor this as fire damage depending on your DM. Later levels, you get a slow fall, the ability to cast burning hands, and a big ball of fire, so it fits. The other option, your feat being magic initiate with firebolt, but then you wouldn't get your cool jumping abilities, so abilities. We'll be using standard array for all the characters. For Mario, put your 15 in Dex, 14 in Strength, 13 in Wisdom. This will help your armor class, and Mario has always been pretty wise about what he does, right? 12 in Charisma, because everybody loves him, 10 in Intelligence, just because it's already hard to discern Mario's intelligence, and 8 in Constitution. Why an 8? In almost every Mario game, you're dying in 1 to 3 hits, so Mario isn't a very durable dude. Mario is a plumber, even though we've never really actually seen him do any plumbing. So I decided that Folk Hero fits him way better. The Toads and Peach consider him a hero for everything he's done, and all the little things you get for it fit perfectly. Mario's personality and character is a bit difficult to figure out here. Apart from him constantly wanting to save Peach and going, wahoo! There isn't much to him. So this might be a bit bare bones. Maybe a bit dry bones. For Mario's skills, take proficiency in acrobatics, animal handling, athletics, insight, and survival. Equipment, an explorer's pack and some clothes will do just fine. Don't need any weapons or anything like that, or unless you think there's anything in there that'll fit you a little bit more. So far from starting equipment, coins. And there you have the hero of the Mushroom Kingdom, Mario. There, you can play that in D&D now. Congrats. Luigi is pretty similar to Mario. You could pretty much just copy the stats straight over with a few changes. For his race, same as Mario, but instead of the athlete feat, take the lucky feat for some extra Luigi fun. We all know how damn lucky he is. First class, same as Mario. You could just flavor your fireballs to be green. Abilities, same as Mario, but I swap the wisdom and intelligence. Luigi seems to be a bit more naive without the help of his brother, and he seems to be a bit more well-read. I don't know, maybe I'm looking a little too far into this. Have you ever had to sit alone in a room and think about who's more street smart in comparison to book smart when it comes to the fucking Mario brothers? Background. I had some fun with this one. You could go with something similar with Mario and just make him a folk hero, but I took some liberty from Luigi's mansion and made his background the haunted one. It's a background from Curse of Strahd if you want to use it. Your backstory for your Luigi here is that your brother Mario was nearly killed in a house filled with undead and ghosts. You saved him, but it was your fault he was trapped in the first place. The ghost and experience as a whole took a toll on you, and now you seek to help others and defeat undead. For skills, take Acrobatics, Arcana, Athletics, Investigation, and Stealth. And equipment, take a regular Explorer's Pack and strive to get a bag of holding or portable hoe. Donkey Kong was when I decided we aren't using Homebrew. This dude was a bit difficult to make, but if you're really itching to be the first member of the DK crew, here you go. You could go online and find a homebrew ape or gorilla race. They definitely exist, but if you're limited to the books, I recommend going with Bugbear. They fit DK quite well with their oversized build, stealth, and range. You could also go for Orc, Half-Orc, or Furbolg. Donkey Kong punches shit, so therefore he's a monk. Surprise, he's a barbarian. It makes perfect sense. He can rage, he's super defensive, and he won't need to wear armor. I guess you could still go with monk, but personally I don't see Donkey Kong as the defensive duelist with punching prowess. More of a punch you in the face because I'm a big ol' monkey. Reckless attack and danger sense just seem more like DK abilities. For your subclass, take Ancestral Guardians. Every time you engage in combat, the DK crew can come out to help by giving disadvantage to enemy attacks and resistance to allies. For abilities, take a 15 in Strength, 14 in Constitution, 13 in Dexterity, 12 in Charisma, 10 in Wisdom, and 8 in Intelligence. DK is in fact a hulking beast, and since you'll mostly be doing punches as your attacks, you'll want to get that strength up to increase your damage. Good Constitution for AC, and also because that beefy monkey body. 13 in Dex because he's fast, right? 12 in Charisma because you need to know how to dance to your own rap, 10 in Wisdom, and 8 in Intelligence because he's a bit more on the animalistic side. DK doesn't fit any other background really besides Outlander. Can't get lost in the wilderness, he can always find food. Bananas. It's always bananas. If you go out to find food, it's bananas. Donkey Kong is pretty outgoing, but he'll do what he must to protect his home. Your backstory is that you're a bugbear from a tribe of other bugbears looking to protect your home. Whether you got swept up into your adventure or you have a calling towards it is up to you. For your skills, take Athletics, Intimidation, Performance for those bongos, Stealth, and Survival. Equipment? Starting gold works. You literally don't need any equipment besides maybe a tie. My favorite character. Link has always been my main, and Legend of Zelda has always been my favorite game series of all time. He's pretty dang easy to make in D&D, obviously. His items are going to be a bit tricky, because those are his core moves in Smash, so the bomb, boomerang, and arrows are more or less going to be items. For his race, Link is a Hylian. What the heck is a Hylian? Well, basically humans with elf ears. In D&D, either human or half-elf works. Link isn't an elf, however. He's notoriously seen sleeping at the beginning of each game, so he's not an elf. Stop calling him an elf. Personally, I think half-elf works great. He gets some neat abilities while also being able to have pointy ears. Link is a fighter, specifically a Battle Master fighter. Not much debate about this one. He can't cast spells besides the abilities beyond the Sheikah Slate. Flavor your second wind as a fairy in a bottle. That could be fun. For fighting style, take dueling. And for your battle techniques, take disarming attack, because if you hit enemies hard enough in Breath of the Wild, you can knock the weapons out of their hands. Sweeping attack, this is basically your spin attack, and evasive footwork. This is your roll. 15 in strength, because Link may have little arms, but he can hit damn hard. 14 in Constitution. Link's proven time and time again, and then he can take the hits. He's not as dodgy as other characters, and he will always get back up. 13 in Dex because backflips. 12 in Charisma because even though you can't talk, you still have a bit of a charm. 10 in wisdom, and 8 in intelligence because Link never knows what anyone is ever talking about. He's so stupid, actually. Also, he lost his memories in this one for a little while, so yeah. Background. Like Mario, Link is a folk hero. He constantly proves himself as Hyrule's champion, and everyone knows who he is. Mostly. You could do knight, but when you pick knight it gives you a noble rank and people who serve you noble characteristics. I just don't think it fits Link very well. Link has a destiny as a hero. He is to save the land from evil. When you play this character you will have a higher calling than that of the average person. Link doesn't necessarily look down on those people, he instead seeks to protect them and stay humble. The flaw couldn't be any more perfect. Basically, as in the games as well, Link is a bit hot-headed and jumps into situations as fast as possible to save the day, which is often met with failure, but he doesn't pay attention to that. He's Mr. Triforce of Courage, doesn't pay attention to failure, and throws himself in harm's way all the time. Skills. For your skills, take acrobatics, animal handling for Epona, performance, stealth, and survival. Performance is because you constantly play music in the games. For equipment, take an explorer's pack, longsword, longbow, boomerang, and shield. I am a fan of the Metroid series, played nearly all of them, Prime being my favorite. Samus is going to be a bit difficult to make since she's a bit more sci-fi, but we can D&D-ify her. Just don't expect to be walking around in power armor and an arm cannon. Samus is human, plain and simple. Go ahead and go variant human and take the sharpshooter feat. For abilities, increase your dexterity and constitution. Here's where it gets fun. Samus is a bounty hunter who travels to distant planets to kill and hunt creatures. She is skilled with many abilities that help her track and fight her prey. Samus is 100% a ranger. For your favorite enemy, go ahead and take monstrosities. You could go with aberrations if you want to make your enemies more alien-like, but Ridley is definitely a monstrosity. For your favorite terrain, I'd go with Underdark, though depending on your campaign, work with your DM on what your terrain should be. For example, if you're going to play a campaign where you never go to the Underdark, you don't want to be having your favorite terrain be somewhere that you never go. For fighting style, take archery. For spells, take detect magic to emulate her senses and scanning abilities, hunter's mark for tracking and extra damage, and longstrider for when she does her run fast thingy. You could also take jump if you want for something similar to the screw attack. Unfortunately, the one thing we're going to miss here with Samus is her morph ball. I just don't know of any real abilities that would allow you to do something like this in D&D. You could go a level into druid and turn into an armadillo. I have no idea. For your ranger archetype, pick Hunter, and take Colossus Slayer. For your abilities, put 15 in dexterity, 14 in wisdom. Samus is pretty street smart when it comes to her missions. She has gut feelings, and she has a bit of know-how about what to do when she's out hunting. Also, you'll need it for your spells. 13 in constitution, 12 in strength. Samus is a bit more about dexterity fighting rather than strength fighting. Samus knows her stuff, and as such has an average intelligence. 8 in charisma. While underneath that power armor is a hot babe, Samus is cold as hell. She's often disobeying orders, shooting first and asking questions later, and doesn't interact with others well or often. Samus's background is soldier. While 5e basic doesn't have a bounty hunter background, Sword Coast Adventures does, but it's called an urban bounty hunter and much more of a city criminal assassin than a wildlands hunter. Samus did serve in the Galactic Federation before becoming her own freelance hunter, so that's technically her backstory. I don't know, none of these others fit her too well. Like, maybe she could be a hermit, her discovery could be that of the Metroids, I don't know, soldier just seems much more in her character. For your backstory, your family and home were destroyed by pirates who were led by some monstrosity, Ridley. You were raised by a completely different race and served in the military before you quit to hunt down your enemies on your own, and also because following orders sucks. For skills, take acrobatics, athletics, insight, intimidation, investigation, and perception. For your equipment, I take starting gold and buy some scale mail and a crossbow and a Dungeoneer's pack.
Captain Falcon!
Who doesn't love Captain Falcon? Making him is so great in D&D because it just works. Captain Falcon is a human. Go ahead and go variant human and take the charger feat so you can run like this. Also take +1s in your dex and strength. For class, we're going monk. Captain Falcon is primarily using punches and kicks, and the quick anime style fits him quite well, and oh, just wait, you can Falcon punch in D&D, just wait. For your tradition, take Way of the Four Elements. For your elemental disciplines, take Fangs of the Fire Snake and get his signature fire attacks. Then, take Fist of the Unbroken Air. As an action, you spend 2 key points and choose a creature within 30 feet of you. That creature must make a strength saving throw. On a failed save, the creature takes 3d10 bludgeoning damage plus an extra 1d10 bludgeoning damage for each additional key point that you spend. And you can push creatures up to 20 feet away and knock it prone. It's a goddamn Falcon Punch. Granted, it doesn't do fire damage, but man, you don't get any more Captain Falcon than this. For abilities, go 15 in Strength, 14 in Dex, 13 in Constitution, 12 in Charisma, 10 in Intelligence, and 8 in Wisdom. Captain Falcon is a reckless charmer. This fits the bill. Honestly, I never watched the anime, but as far as I know, racing is like a form of entertainment, and Captain Falcon seems to be a bit flashy when it comes to his moves and personality, so I'd go Entertainer. To be fair, I'm mostly making up what I think Captain Falcon is due to what his character portrays in Smash. If you're a big F-Zero nerd and you know Captain Falcon's true backstory, then go ahead and make it up. For this, I've decided that you're like a horse racer who was constantly striving to be the best of the best, with Falcon punches. For your skills, take Acrobatics, Athletics, Insight, Intimidation, and Performance. For starting equipment, I don't know, take like an Explorer's Pack or something. If there's anything else that you really feel that he should have, like a gun or something, maybe a horse. Who knows? You could make this up as you go. Anyways, that's part 1. Part 2, I'll be doing the other 6 characters. So make sure to subscribe so that you know when that gets uploaded. And make sure to check out our sponsor, thedeckofmany.com. They're making these really cool cards that you can use in your D&D games. They have monster stats, NPCs, magic items, regular items. They're really, really cool, and they can really speed up the flow of your game. And you can also totally impress your friends by bringing these cards to your next session. They're really awesome, and they really help your game look a lot cooler and be a lot more fun. So go check them out, and thank you to all of the patrons. You guys are really awesome, and you're really helping these videos come and happen and do things, so thanks, and I'll see you guys in part 2.